soon, as long as all that goes through. It's just preparing to connect. Hopefully I'll get some notifications in a few seconds that we're going live soon. Okay. Okay, if anyone can see this, please comment in the comments section so we can find out basically if you can actually see this. So again, please comment because otherwise we won't know you're actually getting this. Okay, that seems to be going live. Let me check the dashboard. Okay, we'll be live in shortly. So here we go. Starting to get a few pings. And an echo as well.
It's a hell of an echo, that.
Okay, that should have stopped the echo now, hopefully. Yeah. Okay, right. Okay, 40 seconds, just checking we are live everywhere. Again, people, if you can comment so we can make sure. So I can see one person on YouTube saying, so Metal One's God, I think that is, I'm here. So that's at least one person viewing. So, and we're getting an evening all from someone in, looks like the Tech for Tech group. Please bear with us because there is roughly a 30-second delay from what I see, or should I say from what I do and what you see. So that seems to be going through. Yeah, that's going through. Here we go. Welcome to the Tech for Tech's Tech Talk. This is a vendor special, cherry-picking the best cherry-picking the best input devices for your customers. This is a live show. We are streaming live to the Tech for Tech Facebook group and page, YouTube and Twitch. You will now be able to listen to the show on Apple, Amazon, Google, TuneIn and Spotify podcasts, well, within a few days anyway. I'm your host, Philip Griffiths. Today we're joined by Robin, who is the Community Manager at Cherry. How are you doing today, Robin?
Great, thank you. And you?
I'm not doing too bad, thank you. It's been a bit of a busy week for us, I think. How's it been for you guys?
Exactly the same. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I think, well, I think it's one of those years this year, isn't it? So, right. So we also have a competition today. If you click the links I'm putting into chat just shortly, you'll have a chance of winning one of 5 DW9000 Cherry keyboards and mice sets. That's the DW9000 Cherry keyboard and mice sets. These have a retail price of around £91. So make sure you click the link and fill in the form to win. Winners will be picked after the show and posted in the TFT group. Please note this competition is only open to UK and Ireland members of the Tech for Tech group. The link will only be shown in the Tech for Tech Facebook group. So unfortunately, it will not be on YouTube or the Facebook page. So it's the group only. There will also be a live questions and answers at the end. Please comment in the comment section if you have any questions to ask Cherry about their product or what they offer and so forth. Right, over to you then, Robin. What have you got to show us today?
I have a bit of a presentation, so bear with. And I'll bring this up. Oh, gone too far. That's terrible. So, yeah, just a little introduction. I'm Robin. I've been working for Cherry for 24 years this year. So I know a little bit about the products, and hopefully I can give you a little bit of information on what we do, how we work, and where we come from. So Cherry originally started in 1953 by Walter Cherry. You can see the rather dapper man in the red jacket there. We started building keyboards in 1973. So we are Europe's oldest keyboard manufacturer. 1983, we started development of the MX switch. which is now available in our own products as well as plenty of others across the planet, including the likes of Corsair and such like. We don't like to mention those too much. They're our competition after all. So where are we? Our head office is in Germany, but we are a global organization. We are in the UK, France, USA, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and we've just recently been taken over by an American company. That's relatively new. Information was out there on LinkedIn just a couple of weeks ago. From a UK perspective, we are but 3 people. So myself and my 2 colleagues there, Siva, who is our senior sales manager, and Matt, who's our business development manager. We all work from home. We have no office in the UK, but it seems to work pretty well. So the question, why Cherry? We have always prided ourselves on producing high quality input devices. We design all the products in Germany. We have production worldwide, including in China, in Germany, and in the Czech Republic. For the majority of the Cherry range, we have laser etched keycaps, which is something that a lot of manufacturers don't. We still rely on printed keycaps. So again, it's the quality angle that we try to bring. We use different technologies, more on that in a minute, so that we cover more devices, more industries with the technologies that we use: security, point of sale, healthcare. So we try and cover a lot of bases, not just those that sit on everybody's desktop. As we're based in the UK, we do have local support. So if customers have a problem, give us a shout. We'll sort it out. We can even contact the customer directly, or when all this is over, visit them if necessary. And most importantly, at the bottom there, we don't sell directly to the end customer at all. We only actually have 2 customers in the UK, Exertis and West Coast. Everything goes through them. So we're not here to try and erode margins and such like. We're here just to sell to those and make sure that they get the best service, and so that their customers get the best service. So a little bit about technology. As I said, we don't just manufacture one type of keyboard. Not all keyboards are created equal, as I say there. We try and manufacture different products for different purposes. So pretty much everybody manufactures a membrane keyboard that's sitting there at the top left. But we also manufacture a scissor keyboard, which is a membrane again, but a much lower profile, and very comfortable to type on. But as we mentioned again earlier, the MX switch we've been producing since 1983. So that goes into very high-end products. They are very robust, with a life cycle of tested to more than 100 million key presses per switch. We have a testing facility in Germany which literally spends all day doing this and nothing more. And it counts until such times as something may or may not break, but they're tested to more than 100 million key presses. And finally, the ML switch, which is a low profile version used in our industrial keyboards. They have to be low profile and compact, and they have to be robust. And having a mechanical switch instead of a membrane just makes them that little bit better. In general, membrane keyboards last about 10 million key presses. Some 20 if you're very lucky, but ML switches are tested to more than 20 million. So what sectors do we operate in? So we have standard desktop, office and home products. We have POS, we have industrial, and we have healthcare, and we have security. So whilst our core product is keyboards and mice, as you can see there, there's a standalone card reader as well, but we'll come to that a little bit later. So keyboards, what I've tried to do is just bring a selection of the products that we do. More information is available on our website, cherry.co.uk. So these are just a select few, which hopefully will raise a few eyebrows. So the Kc6000 is our entry-level keyboard, RRP of just $11.99, available in black or white. Laser etched keycaps, blue status LEDs, very, very quiet USB plug and play. Very simple entry level keyboard. The new Stream uses scissor, and this is an enhanced scissor mechanism that we've put into this particular model. Multimedia keys that are there, whisper quiet, and extremely robust. The Kc6000 Slim is again a scissor keyboard, more of a traditional size, looks like a Mac keyboard. We make it for the Mac. It's a wired Mac keyboard, which is quite unusual these days. Apple have stopped supplying them, so we've stepped in, and that's a product which is seen to be doing extremely well. And as an example of one of our mechanical keyboards, the MX Board 1 backlight, that particular model down there uses the Brown MX switches, and it says 50 million actuations on there. It's actually incorrect now. It's a bit of an old picture, but they've now tested, as I said, to 100. So a little bit of the mice. So our entry-level mouse, the MC1000, again available in black and white, which complements exactly the KC1000 that was on the screen before. Very simple, 2-button scroll wheel, 1200 DPI, exceptionally good. The Gentix is a whole series of mice. This is the simple, straightforward version. So again, 2 buttons and scroll wheel. And rubber mounted side grips, which make it exceptionally comfortable to use. Moving on from that, if you want a little bit of illumination, so not necessarily a gaming product as such, but certainly a step up from the Gentix to give you a little bit more a pleasing view on your desktop. This adds some LEDs down the side which make it glow on your desk, but it's essentially the same mouse as the other Gentix that's there. And again, the Gentix Silent follows exactly the same pattern, but now it has almost silent click buttons. So if you couple that with the Stream, then you have a very quiet desktop set available to customers. And finally, the Gentix 4K, so offering resolution up to 3600 DPI, and it's switchable. And for a price point at $12.99. RRP, that is exceptionally good in the market. Moving on to the wireless, MW2310 version 2. This is a new version of an older product, now with up to 2400 DPI, I believe. I need to check my facts on that. But again, switchable. The battery life on there is up to 3 years as well between changes using standard AA batteries. It's an exceptionally comfortable mouse to use. And with the battery life being so long and the nano receiver, it's great for those people on the move as well. MW3000, again, it's so hard for me to say that anything's better than the other, because they are all exceptionally good mice. I had one of the MW3000s on my desk when we had our office in the UK for about 3 years, and it served me exceptionally well. It's very comfortable. It is very geared towards right-handed users, but it's an exceptionally good mouse. Switchable DPI resolution up to 1750, and again the battery life on that is about 18 months between changes. The MW8 Advanced, and put it down the bottom there at the same time, the MW8 Ergo, are essentially the same mice. The only difference between the two is that the Ergo has it's a slightly bigger footprint, so it's more comfortable and more suited again to right-handed users. But they are both Bluetooth and RF. You can connect them to 2 separate devices at the same time, just with the flick of the switch between the RF and Bluetooth mode. You can control 2 at the same time. I use something, again, I'll come on to that in a minute, but I'll use something very similar because I have a PC here and I have a Mac, and I just use it to flick between the 2. The MW4500 is a 45-degree mouse, so designed to be far more ergonomic and give you that, rather than your flat hand shape, it means you're using it at a 45-degree angle, which is much more comfortable. At a price point of $30.99 for an ergonomic product, it's exceptionally competitive. switchable DPI up to 1200, and we are bringing out within the next few weeks a left-handed version of that as well. So for our desktop sets as corded, the Kc6000 and MC1000 are available in one box for a price point at $15.99. It's exceptionally competitive. It's exactly those two same products, but just in one box. For wireless, again, we have a whole raft of them. So the DW3000 is essentially the Kc6000 that you saw previously in the MC1000, but in wireless form. So our entry-level model, $23.99. The DW5100 takes things up a level with some more multimedia keys, plus essentially the MW3000 mouse, then all in one box at a price point of $33.99. Really good value for money. For people that want something that really looks pleasing on their desktop, the DW8000 is ultra flat and just has that kind of Mac style look, but specifically for PC. The B Unlimited again takes things up a level. So again, an ultra flat keyboard. But this time we've put in there AES 128 encryption, and both the keyboard and the mouse are rechargeable via a USB cable that's supplied in the box. The Gentix desktop, brand new, so sitting alongside the DW5100, uses a version of the Gentix mouse and uses a very similar keyboard to that's on the DW5100. When I have more information and one to physically play with, then I'll have a little bit more to say about it. But for now, the information is on the website. But it does look an exceptionally good product so far. Finally, the DW9000. So using a version of the MW8 Advanced mouse that you saw previously, this also adds a keyboard. Again, it's Bluetooth and RF all in one. So this is what I use on my desk every day. Switch between the two so I can flick between my my mouse and my Mac and my PC. Very comfortable to type on, and is the one that we're giving away at the end of this as a prize. So in security, we do essentially three devices. So the ST1144 standalone smart card reader, Kc6000 SC, which is a keyboard with a built-in smart card reader, and the MC4900, a mouse with a fingerprint reader. So designed for applications where 2 or 3 factor authentication is really an essential item. So places like banking or DWP, or for Slimming World, which is a membership device. The MC4900, yet to find its niche as yet, but we have sold products of that ilk to the Bank of England to give you a firm logon so that you know it's the right person, because their password is their fingerprint. In the industrial line, so we've manufactured these for, I think, most of these longer than I've been at the company. So they are tried and tested products that really just, I hate to say this because it will probably fall down around my ears, but they never go wrong. They are exceptionally reliable. It's unbelievable. So the 4100 is a small footprint version. The 4400 is essentially the same keyboard but with a trackball. The 5400, basically the same as the 4400, but you'll notice it's got the Windows keys on there instead. It also has some feet that you can place on the back to raise it up a little bit. It's also mountable for POS applications. Again, just an exceptionally robust product. The G84 4700 is a numeric keypad, 21 keys, programmable on 3 layers. So for applications that require a lot of key presses that you don't want to keep working out every time, you can program that to do exactly what you need it to. A 5400 is essentially the 5500, but with a touchpad instead of the trackball. The 5200 gives a more full-size type keyboard, but in a compact form. And finally, the GAT 11900, which is an MX series keyboard with a touchpad in the corner. That is currently sitting in, if you feel like being sad like me and you watch the Heathrow program on the TV, you'll see that behind everybody's desk because that's what's driving all their systems. Couple of other things to mention. So the GAT8000 in the UK, because we've gone chip and pin, this has become less of a popular product, but nevertheless, versions of this were sold into places like Nationwide Building Society and Alliance and Leicester. So rollouts of around 16 or 17,000 keyboards in total. Magnetic card reader in the back and fully programmable. So we have some software, Cherry tools, which you can use to program it. You program the card reader for when you swipe the card, it sends codes to the system. If you do POS, then that's your thing. The JK1068 is a fully sealed keyboard, so it's a version of the KC1000, but protects against dust and dirt, resistant to water and soap and isopropyl alcohol. Perfect for doctors, dental surgeries, and critically clean workplaces. I've given this actually to my dentist and he loves it. One other thing to mention on that score is the Wet-X. So for a good range of our keyboards, we provide a cover which fits over the top like a glove and again prevents liquid spills, dust and dirt, resistant to diesel. So it gives you, especially in this day and age, the option to clean the keyboard as best you can without damaging the product that's underneath. And that's it. Thanks for watching.
Well, that was definitely an interesting presentation. You definitely got more keyboards and mouse than I actually realised. You got one for every single application you'd probably need out there, I think.
Well, we certainly hope so.
That's it. I'm going to say you've got them at every price point as well, and some of them actually seem to be quite impressive for the price as well, especially compared to some of the comparison out there. So that's nice to see. We do have some questions come in, so if anyone else does have any more questions, feel free to message again on either YouTube, Facebook, or whatever you're watching it on. Just comment with your question. I'll go through as many as I can. I'll just say hi to a few people who have said hi. Hi Richard, hi Kunal, Marianne as well. We've also got an Imran on as well, and I can even see Siva. I'm presuming that's Siva as in cherry Siva, but I'm not 100% sure there, but I have a feeling it will be. Right, let's go down with some of the questions we've got. Right, so the first question is, where can I buy Cherry products?
We only have 2 customers in the UK, so they're only available from West Coast and Exertis. If you want to buy just one, then I'm sure that there are many outlets online that they can be purchased from. You just need to search for the part number that you need, and I'm sure it will come up.
That sounds pretty good. Right. Why should I buy Cherry products over another vendor that sells products with Cherry switches in them?
That's such a difficult question, especially at this point in time. I would love to say, don't buy theirs, buy ours. But as it stands today, another keyboard which has Cherry switches in it is likely to be very much erring on the gaming side. And we don't currently, and I stress the word currently, have products which are specifically made for gaming. So I can't give a customer a very good reason why they should buy ours instead of the competition. The MX Board 1 is an exceptionally good product, but it depends on what you're looking for. If you want RGB, as it stands today, we don't do it. If you want programmable macro keys, as it stands today, we don't do it. So I can't give you a good reason why. However, it's a Cherry keyboard with a Cherry switch in it, and it will last you a lifetime. I've had customers with MX switch products that have had them for 20 years plus, and have come on to me and said, it still works, but I just want a new one because my old one's PS2, the new one, and I want USB. What can I buy? So we know that they last, but it depends on what you're comparing with. If we're comparing for instance, a Corsair K65 RGB Lux, I have no thing that I can offer which will say that Cherry is better than that product as of today. But watch this space.
Yeah, I think the big hint there is the watch that space. So I'll definitely be watching. One thing I must admit is I use a Cherry keyboard myself. I'm using the MX1, so a bit of a plug for you here. But that's I think it's an MX Red switch on that one, if I'm right. I'm not going to take my keyboard apart to pieces at the moment to double check.
Tell me the part number.
Yeah, I'm not going to start moving it around and then cut the live stream off. But I'm absolutely very happy with this. It's a very well-wearing keyboard. Well, it's not wearing, let's put it that way. So it's basically looks the same as it did a few from 1 or 2 fingerprints on the like it did when I got it. And it's very easy to type on compared to a lot of the competitors I've had out there. I've had Corsair keyboards before, gel keyboards, even Razer and so forth, and Cooler Master with Cherry switches, but this just seems, I don't know, it seems a lot more comfortable, more robust. Okay, there's less frills, but in reality, do I miss the frills? Not that much. Probably the only thing I miss is the volume wheel on it, where I had on previous ones. But otherwise, I think this is probably one of the best keyboards I've had, and it's probably one of the cheaper ones I've had as well, because it hasn't got all these bells and whistles on it, what I don't actually use. So I must admit, I do like that keyboard.
That's my job done. Over to you.
Yeah, there you go. I'm selling it for you. You might as well go home now. But yeah, let's go on to another question. Right. Can we become Cherry approved resellers?
I would love to be able to answer the question. I'll divert that to Siva. Then there is a partner program in place, which we can enroll you in. There are a few little hoops to jump through for that, but it's best to contact us, or if you want to contact through the distributors, then it's something that can be discussed. But my 2 sales colleagues will have more of an angle on that than I will. Right,
okay, that sounds pretty good. Right, next one's about warranty. That favourite subject everyone likes is, are warranty returns dealt with by Cherry or the distributor? As I prefer dealing directly with the distributor and sending items back to them, because it saves me filling forms with 10 different companies. I can just post them all to one place rather than all over the country.
From a Cherry perspective, warranty is always handled through the distributor. We have no mechanism in place to be able to deal with warranty claims ourselves. We have no UK stock other than that distributors. Essentially, it's what we pay the distributors to do is look after everything that is related to Cherry. So if a product is bought from them, it needs to be returned to them.
Well, that's a bonus for me as well, to be honest, because there's nothing I hate more than is obviously, like the question came in, is you buy products, and let's just say, obviously, if you own a retail store like we do, or anything along that lines, and you've got loads of returns, and you've got to send them up, and you've got to go, right, you've got to go to some website, fill this form in for one place, and then for this other product from another brand, you've got to go somewhere else, and so it's best just sending it straight back to distribution. So that's probably the answer we were actually wanting, to be honest with you. So I don't think you could answer that any better. Right. We've got a couple of questions about point of sale materials here. So let me run through them. This one's from Richard Overfield. He says, Cherry are great products, but the packaging is very plain compared to, for example, Logitech and Microsoft, and often manage to cross-sell to Cherry. Is there any plans to make your product packaging look interesting, is the best way of putting it?
Not that I'm aware of. We have gone down the very frilly route in the past, but we've certainly gone back a step to more plain packaging. We are ultimately, unlike Logitech and Microsoft, primarily a B2B brand. So we get into more retail by default rather than it being something that is meant. So our packaging is geared up more for B2B than it is for B2C. And so I don't know that there's any plan to change that in the near future. We do have through Exertis a cardboard stand, which if you speak to them about it, they'll be able to tell you what you need to purchase to be able to populate it, and they'll give you the stand for free. So that's something that we can do, which does make our products stand out. Products like the DW9000, the MW8 Advanced, the MW8 Ergo are certainly more retail type packaged, but for the more entry-level products, it's very, very plain packaging, because that's essentially what most of our customers want.
Okay, I think that pretty much answers that question. Again, about sort of marketing again, basically you need more effective marketing material and social media promos to create awareness. Is there any plans of upping that side of things?
Again, I can't really say too much, but yes, I'm sure there will be in the future. Certainly our marketing material has had a dramatic change over the last little while. Cherry was very much renowned for producing a picture of a keyboard, which is lovely, in a German layout, which nobody wants, and looks very plain. So with some new marketing people in Germany, it's changed really beyond recognition. So there's certainly more lifestyle type pictures coming through. There are some really nice images and banners that are available on our Media Pool website. And if anybody does want access to that, then we can provide the link to it. That's not a problem. They can be downloaded from there to be able to use for your own social media or whichever platform you need.
Right, okay. Would you be able to provide that link for us so I can put it into chat? Right, not right now, but after the show's over, obviously.
Absolutely, no problem at all.
Yeah, so I'll get that one done. Let's have a look. This one's from Kunal as well. He says, Apple compatible products need more awareness too. Potential for greater margins to be made, but need more Apple enhanced marketing. I think that's pretty much similar thing what we've just gone through, but
we only have one official kind of Apple product, which is the Kc6000 Slim for Mac. Obviously, mice are just Mac compatible; they just work. The only thing that we don't have is the software that would make them programmable, but they will plug in and function. We've really erred on the side of caution with the Kc6000 Slim. It was something that really addressed a specific requirement. Apple decided to take all wired keyboards out of their boxes and put wireless ones in. So we addressed that by creating a wireless Mac keyboard, which has then gained some traction. But that seems to be pretty much the one that works for us. Anything wireless, Apple have really got it sewn up because the products are supplied with their kit. So it's a difficult one. It's a difficult area for us.
Right, that's good. We've got a few more questions, but first of all, if you want a chance to win that keyboard and mouse set, the DW9000, which is worth £91, there's 5 up for grabs basically. There is links in the chat if you are in the Facebook group. It's not on the Facebook page, it's not on YouTube, it's for Facebook group members only. So make sure you fill in the form for a chance to win one of them. And I suggest you do because they are nice sets. I'm pretty sure that we've done a review for one of those in the past, and I know we've sold a few of them, and well, I've not ever had any issues with them, so it should be pretty good. Also, if you've got any more questions you want answering, please put it in the chat. Obviously, if you don't ask, we can't answer it. And obviously, everyone has their own questions. Right, so on to the next one. This is from Kieran. Is there any chance of a copy of this presentation? And when I think it says this presentation, I think it means your PowerPoint presentation. It would look good animated as a video on an in-store screen.
Yeah, not a problem at all. I can send it to you straight after.
Yeah, that's absolutely brilliant. So there you go. You got your answer there, Kieran. Next is from Richard Overfield again. Do Cherry sell replacement keyboard switches or key switches on their own? We have replaced a few Cherry red switches, but have had to use second-hand switches.
It's an odd situation. I have absolutely zero access to MX switches at all, but that's just the way that our business works here. However, Arrow are the sole importers for the UK, Arrow Electronics, and you'll be able to purchase them from them. I do believe that RS Components stock them, and there are a few others that are around that will sell new Cherry switches. I'm not sure that every single version of the switch is available because there are so many. It's unbelievable. But they are the only people that can actually get hold of them in the UK. I have no access to them whatsoever.
Right, okay, well, at least it's one way of getting hold of them anyway. So, right, is there any more questions? Because I think we've gone through pretty much most of the questions. Has anyone else got anything to ask? I'll give you a couple minutes. Right, is there anything else you would like to comment on regarding Cherry products, or why you think people should start selling Cherry over other brands?
Because we are just a little bit different. From what I can gather in talking to people over the last few years, everybody sells the main brands that are out there. So the likes of Logitech and Microsoft and such like. We are a little bit different. We are as competitive. We are more robust, I believe, than our competitors. Sometimes we don't have the bells and whistles that some of the competition products do, but what we have is the reliability factor, and we pride ourselves on that. The amount of returns, and I should say that up until about 5 or 6 years ago, I looked after all of the returns for the UK market. I wasn't busy. It was like the Heineken complaints department, the Carlsberg complaints department. There wasn't any. I dealt with a handful of returns every month. So we had always built ourselves on reliability and the robustness of our products and the quality of our products. And that's where we really want to be going forward. So we are slightly different to the brands that people are used to. But give it a try, see what you think, and let us know what you think. And hopefully you'll see that there is a different way, there's a different path to take, and the path should be Cherry rather than anyone else.
Right, that's good. Right, we do have another question come in. This is from Kunal again. Any plans for RGB keyboards, as in RGB lit up keyboards and so forth?
No comment at this stage.
That sounds a bit suspicious, that does. So, so watch this space. I think that's the answer to that one. Right, any more questions? Last chance before we finish this off. Nothing seems to be coming through. No, that looks like it then. So have you got anything else you'd like to ask Robin before we call it a night?
No, all good for me. Thank you very much for everybody that's watched.
Right, I would like to thank Robin for joining us today. If you're an independent trader, store owner, MSP, tech, vendor or distributor, you can find out more information about Tech for Techs at techfortechs.co.uk/join. Join over 1,000 members just like you that can give you free business or tech advice. And did I say it's totally free to join with no membership fees or cost to you. Thanks for watching and thanks for supporting independent traders. And we'll see you again next time. Next week we do have another show. We've got to 100% confirm everything yet, but until I do, I'll give you a hint, it's to do with monitors. So, but I'll confirm that and make sure we've got all the information I need for next week. Thanks again for watching, everyone.